When it comes to people's opinions, do you care what people think of you?
No. No, I don't care what nobody think about me, bro. If I cared, I wouldn't be right here in this spotlight. You know what I'm saying? This was the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them talk. You know? It's you either the nigga doing it or the nigga watching. You know what I'm saying?
Now, were you always like this?
Yeah.
Or growing up, was there a point when you actually did care about other people's opinions of you?
Never give a fuck. Never cared. Only cared about my mother's. And that's the only reason why I left. I couldn't do too much in my mother's house. You know, I wanted to smoke, I wanted to drag, I wanted to do what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? At that point before I met my girlfriend, I wanted to be fucking off and doing all that shit. Can't do that at Mom Duke's house. You can't be thinking you Mr. Big Daddy, slinging dick at your mom's house. Nigga, you ain't doing shit, nigga. So, my mindset was always get it, get to it. Everything else gonna come.
And what city was that in reference to your mom's house?
I was born in Baltimore, but raised in Philly. So when I was born in Baltimore, I moved to Philly. My dad got locked up for 18 years, and then my dad locked up right now, free my pop. He got locked up or whatever, still locked up right now, but came home. My mom moved to get me out of Baltimore because she didn't want me to be in Baltimore because I got so many family members and shit outside, down South Baltimore, down Brooklyn Homes, down Lakeland, and all that shit. I got people on West Down Avenue, and so they just don't want me to be outside. So she was like, let me just take you out, take you to Philly. And I was about like 10 because I moved back from Jamaica. And when I moved back from Jamaica, from Baltimore to Jamaica to Philly, that's when I just raised in Philly.
Jamaica, the country Jamaica,
Yeah.
or Jamaica, New York?
No, Jamaica, the country. My mother's Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mother's Jamaican, and my dad is from Baltimore. So once that came about, my mom got remarried. When my dad got locked up, my mom got remarried. Mom got married to a Jamaican guy, my stepfather, who passed away. Rest in peace to him. He died in Jamaica. Then once he died, we left. We came to PA. My mom just didn't want to deal with nothing.
So I don't think you stated what ages you were during the moves. Are you able to give us the chronological history there?
Yeah, so
you were born in Baltimore.
Born in Baltimore, going on about 5. I went to Scotch Branch Elementary School, and that's up there. I went to Scotch Branch Elementary School, and that's up there in the county of Baltimore, by Orange Mills, not Orange Mills, Randallstown and shit like that, but you probably wouldn't know, but that's up north of like the county. And then after that, once my family so in the street, my mother was like, I can't have you going to school up in the county and then you want to keep catching the bus to go all the way down here to go fuck with your people in South Baltimore in the hood. And they're like, I just want you to stay out of trouble. I just want you because your dad is your name. And I'm like, all right. So that was about 5. And then we moved to Jamaica, and I stayed in Jamaica till about 9. And then I left. And then my stepdad died. I moved to Philly, and I went to school in Philly. I went to Houston, that was in Mount Airy. And then after that, I just started going across my mom tried to move me up to the county and shit like that. She didn't want me to be in the street.
You're talking about Houston, Texas?
No, Houston is a school in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Mount Airy.
okay.
Yeah, Philly. People know in Philly, Mount Airy, they know Houston Elementary School. It's like a middle school, elementary school.
Because I also remember there was a time when you mentioned Vegas. So
yeah,
what was it?
Bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm a mover. You never stay still. The bag don't sit for nobody. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move, bro. Don't be scared to move and elevate, bro. You gotta take it up a notch, you feel me? Don't ever just stay stagnated.
You weren't pimping in Vegas, were you?
Hell no, I wasn't pimping. I was thinking about doing it, but I had a lot of OGs over there. They was making a lot of money. Like right now, my big brother's still making money out there, because this is a free state, you know what I mean? You can do whatever the fuck you wanna do. But no, wifey was with me. I couldn't never. I should have told her ass to go out there and go get some hoes and bring them back, but her mindset not there yet.
Can we talk about your father?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Do you remember how he got taken?
Shit, my dad got taken by the feds.
Were you there? Were you present? Were you around?
Was I there? My mom was, yeah. My mom was scared shitless. I think she said she better shit on herself. They ran in the house. Feds busted in the door at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning.
But you weren't there.
I was a baby.
Oh, you were a baby when it happened.
I was a baby. I was 1. My dad got locked up at 1, and he came home till I was 19. And now, I'm how I am now. I'm older than my age, but he's locked up right now.
Oh, so he came home
Yeah.
after doing an 18-year bid,
Yeah.
and then he ended up getting back in.
Yeah.
Now, originally for the 18-year bid,
Mm.
are you able to say what it was for?
Drugs.
And he's currently locked up now in county jail, or
Yeah.
okay, so he's facing an open case.
He's maxing out his probation. So they put him on a 6-year, 7-year probation. So from an 18-year sentence plus you got 7 years of probation. So they trying to max it out right now.
So what does that mean? Somebody that doesn't really know the lingo. And,
Oh, max out? You
Yeah.
gotta finish all your time. So in the sense of if you come home and you do wrong and they say like you on probation to this spot and whatever you do wrong, you got the option to add more time onto your probation or just max out the time in jail. Cause it's still gonna be, it's better if you just max out the time in jail but you could do probation if you don't, but if you got problems of not being able to control yourself, then you better do the time in jail. So he can't control himself. He like to get money, and that comes with any obstacle.
So how long does he have to spend in jail to max out?
Shit, I don't know. He always tell me something different. I talk to him right now. I could text him right now.
But once he maxes out, he won't be on probation when he gets out.
No, he won't. He won't. And he want to see. He mad right now. He can't see his grandson. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to him. I'm about to put some bread on his books and shit like that. I'm my big dog. You feel me?
Sounds like you got a good relationship with him.
Yeah, that's my guy.
So I want to break down a few more details then. He gets locked up in federal prison, and at this time, because you had moved, you were originally born in Baltimore, then you end up moving to Philly. Where was he stationed in federal prison? What city or state?
They sent him. Where the hell that was at? They sent him. Shit, don't have me on headline. I don't know the name of the prison in particular, but he got moved. You know, in feds you move. You know, county you can stay, but feds you get shipped here, do time here, get shipped there, do time here. So he was in Cali at one moment. Nigga even went to Arizona at one moment. Like, so you be here, you be there. It's feds, bro. Feds, whatever they feel like they don't. And he got gambling problems. So even behind the doors, he's still trying to run it up. You see what I'm saying? So he feel like he's a threat. Send that nigga somewhere else. He don't know nobody yet, but he knows so many people. You know what I'm saying? So.
Was he ever stationed relatively close to you if you were in Baltimore or Philly?
Yeah, he was stationed in PA. And then when he was stationed in PA, my grandma used to take me up there to go visit him when I was a baby. And then after that, it's just, you know, I guess it was a time in my life where he got too far. He moved too far away, and just we wasn't able to. But he still stayed in contact. Like we still was writing each other, talking. Had his little shorties picking me up and sending me, buying me clothes and shit like that. So.
Now, because the dynamic of your relationship, okay, because he does an 18-year bid and he's in federal prison, you maintain this good relationship with him, but deep down inside, was there ever anger or resentment towards him for doing what he did and landing in prison?
I'm not gonna say it was resentment, you dig what I'm saying? Because, see, what he was, 25? My dad was like 25 when he was out. So when you a millionaire at that age, bro, you can't tell me nothing. So I'm basically living his life, but just not doing what he was doing. You see what I'm saying? In that sense. But my daddy was a millionaire before he was even 30, or before he was even 25. So my daddy been running through the bands, put my mom and his 3 baby mothers and Bentleys and Benzes and all this shit. Like, this was the lifestyle before. Like, you know, this was the crack academic. You know what I'm saying? This is Baltimore, Maryland. Heroin town, smack city, to this day. So.
Well, you know, because
I didn't have no resentment, though.
Okay.
Didn't have no resentment. I love him, still love him. You gotta be a hustler in this day called life, you feel me? You gotta get to this money. I mean, if you sacrificing to get that bag, I love you for doing it, because you showing me to go get it too.
And that's the perspective that I was curious on, because sometimes a child will look at, you know, hindsight 2020, when they look at things, they look at things with anger and resentment because their father wasn't in their life, and they made a decision to do what they did, and they're out of the picture, so to speak. And then other people look at it like, he sacrificed, he did what he had to do to survive to get money so I could live and do what I have to do.
Yeah, he put some bread up. He put a half an M up for us. A half. And then this baby mother or some other girl he was fucking with ran off with the money. ran off with all that money, bro. I'm not making this up.
What ended up happening to her?
Shit, she ended up marrying a boxer, some shit like that, a football player, some shit like that. Yeah.
Do you know what age this person ran off with the money?
I think the same time first got locked up. When he first got locked up, he had a plan to get that to me and my 2 sisters. And we was looking for that money. That bitch ran with that shit. Sad. Now I got resentment and hate for that because my mother's and her mother and my sister's mother struggled, you feel me, for a long time until our parents was able to really figure it out. Cause we were young, 20 years old, bro. So that's like right now. That's like if I was a millionaire right now and I just got locked up and I took care of my baby mom, like come on. They wouldn't know what to do. If you just coming from M's and Benz's, who gonna pay this shit? Who gonna pay this house? You know what I'm saying? So that shit was just sick. It ran off. And she ain't had no kids by him either. Bitch ran off everything. My mother should have whooped her ass. I think she did. My mother whooped that bitch ass in the courtroom. My mother whooped her ass. Everybody should have whooped their ass. All our parents should have whooped their ass. She shouldn't even, you know what I mean? Let's just keep it going though. Yeah.
Now, there was another male figure in your life.
Yeah, man, my stepdad.
You had a stepdad. I can't remember if you said what age he enters your life.
He entered my life at 6.
Okay.
About 5 or 6, about 4 or 5, about 4.
And he ends up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
What age were you?
I was about 6.
And do you know how he passed?
He got killed. Body never found. He got killed. He got deported. Tried to come back over. Supposedly, that's what happened. Got deported, tried to come back over or whatever, and whatever the bread that he was trying to get back over with, niggas, off them for it. So supposedly that's what happened, but.
Did you have any memories of him?
Hell yeah, man, that's my guy. Like.
Well, because he came into your life at 6, but then he dies at 6.
No, he came in my life at 4.
Oh, he
came in my life at 4,
okay.
And then he died at 6. So he was in my life for a good time, and I used to dress like him. I remember everything like it was yesterday, like. Because those times in my life, my little brother was around, like, so I had to be a bigger brother. I had to be like you know what I mean? So it's a time where I never forget. I had to grow up fast. And I used to dress like him, shit. I used to take money. He used to have a bag full of $100 bills and on top of my motherfucking refrigerator every day. I used to take a $100 bill every day and go to school. And he used to buy lunch and I used to get change back. And he'd be asking me, why you doing this why you got so much money? I'm like, I just live good.
He was in the streets, I imagine, too?
Yeah, construction.
Construction isn't the streets.
Yeah, he was in construction.
Okay. Was there ever another male figure in your life after that?
Was it?
Because your father, biological
Yeah.
father's locked up until you're 18 years old. So
Yeah.
between 6 and 18, was there ever another male figure in your life?
Yeah.
Whether it was on his side or your mother's side or?
Yeah, it was on my mother's side. So after he died, my mom had a guy that she knew from a long time ago. Always a good friend, always been a family guy from like, always showed love. And then he came around, he knew who I was and he knew exactly what, him and my mom knew each other from high school. And my mother had so much trauma, you know what I'm saying? She didn't want to really date nobody. And he was just so on it. So he just basically showed her like, I'm the one you need to be with. And so it just was a whole bunch of that at the moment. And everybody wasn't connected. You know what I mean? It just was a lot of trauma at that time. He just couldn't fill that void, if that makes sense. And it just was a lot for a person. And he was a cool guy, you know what I mean? Cool guy, I love him to this day. Everybody who came in my life, any male figure, I don't hold no grudges. Like, because now I'm in a position that I'm in, energy is really important. And if you don't have that energy matched with that person, it's not gonna work. No matter how much you wanna try, no matter how good the pussy is or how good the head is, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
So the farthest he got was a title of a boyfriend. It wasn't
stepfather.
or
Stepfather, none of that. No. She just after that, my mom just like she tired. She tired. Once my stepfather passed away, it brought trauma to everybody, low key. Like it was like that was the moment that everybody like, we was living life. I was in Jamaica. I had maids. I had fucking maids. I had drivers picking me up from school. I was living good. I was living wonderful. And he was just like, he wanted to go back to America. And then after that, my mother told me, she was like, he ain't never come back. She's phone off, and then this missing person report.
This boyfriend that your mother has after, was this person in the streets too?
Nah, he was my old manager. He was my mom's boyfriend first, and then he was already in the music industry, and then he was just like, I like I like your son. Like, I've been trying to put him in. So he took me to LA and got me in front of a few people, got my music to LL Cool J, and so, so he just was doing that. And then, that's why I said everybody who ever came to my life is just off my good energy, and just, it ain't about nobody else, it's about me. They feel like they relate to me and they fuck with me, they gonna do whatever they can do for me. And that's why I said I love everybody who ever came to my life, male figure.
And question on this, does he become your manager after he and your mom break up, or this is while they're in a relationship with each other, he's your manager?
He's still my manager while they break up. He was still my manager while they broken up. And what it was is, I just felt like family and business don't mix. Once that situation happened with my mom, and once that, it became awkward. You know what I'm saying? It just became awkward. Like, it was one big family at one moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was moving together, everybody was doing it. Then once everybody started, not bumping heads, like literally, but once everybody just wasn't on the same time, it just felt different. And then I just wanted to do more. You know what I mean? He never held me back. Like, he never held me back, so I left and I went to New York and I started running it up.
And how much longer do you think he was still your manager for after him and your mother break?
5 months. Yeah,
okay.
that's bro. Like, that's like, I call him pops. Like, he was like my male influence. He get money, clean, never ever told me nothing wrong. Really steering me the right way. Never even told me about no trap and shit. Like, never tried to steer me or none of that. Really a good, humble guy. Really always taught me the right way.
Were there any other male figures in your life aside from the ones you just mentioned?
Shit, I got uncles. I got uncles. I got one uncle right now who go crazy. Baltimore's finest, South Baltimore's finest. His ass love to turn up, and I just always been around him. So all the turn up, both sides. You know what I'm saying? I know how to turn up and I know how to turn down. I know how to supply and I know how to be the supplier.
And this uncle is on your mother's side or father's side?
My mother's side.
Now, as we mentioned, your father does actually come home for the first time after 18 years. Were you there at the time when he actually is released?
I wasn't there at the time of his release. He was in PA, like Harrisburg. So when he was in Harrisburg, he was on home confinement. He was in the halfway house. So in the halfway house, you gotta come out, and then you still gotta stay at this place, and you can't really like leave to go nowhere. So while I'm ripping and running, and he's doing what he's doing, we make time when we can make time, cause he trying to get back. He just trying to see what the world is. Like, I ain't tripping. I ain't nothing going on. Like, I'm gonna see you when I see you, Dad. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. But we end up linking when we needed to, and then we met at the casino.
What was that like?
I made a lot of money that night. I made a lot of money with my dad.
You said he was a big gambler.
Big gambler, bro. And as soon as he came home, now he supposed to be fucking with the casino. Look what he doing. See what I'm saying?
So, did he win? Did you win?
Me and my friend Clay was with each other, and me and my friend Clay was with him, and yeah, we won. We went up. We hit.
Playing what?
He played craps, and he played battle rap. You probably never know about battle rap, but a lot of Asians that play battle rap, and he's best friends with the Asians. So my dad love all the Asians. They love him, but he just can't stand the cigarettes. They smoke so much cigarettes in the casino. It's so crazy. But we ran it up on battle rap and craps. Electrical craps.
When you actually see him in the casino for the first time, then that was the actual first time? Like in Free Society?
Yeah, Free Society.
No more halfway house type of thing? Okay.
That's why we was able to meet over there. And it was like he didn't want to feel confined anyway. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to feel free when he see me, so we can hang out all day and be out all night and, do all the shit that he always wanted to do with me.
So you had already seen him when he was stationed at the halfway house prior to that?
No, I talked to him on the phone though.
So being that you see him for the first time in the casino, was that emotional at all?
Nah, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really big on emotions. Like, I don't really shed too many tears, and that shit don't do nothing to me.
Some grown people do get emotional.
Yeah, I get emotional when my money ain't coming in. That's when I get emotional. All the other shit, bro, like life or death, I can't control that. You know what I mean?
Was he emotional at all?
No, we grown. As long as I'm happy, as long as you breathing, I'm happy to see you. I love you. I've been loving you. We've been.
Wasn't awkward.
Nah, it wasn't awkward. It was like he never left.
And how long was he actually free for before he ends up violating?
Shit felt like nothing. He felt like he was free for 2 seconds. My dad was really free for like 2 seconds, like literally. Like, but I think it was like 2 years, like 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years. But he was doing so much shit, like getting so many violations and so much crazy shit. I'm like, bro, just cool out. You know what I'm saying? Just sit down, cool out. But he couldn't.
Now, when he does get out, he's in free society.
Mm-hmm.
This relationship you guys got with each other, this dynamic, is it a parent-child relationship, or is it more like best friend, friend-to-friend relationship? Did the dynamic change at that point? Like, does he try to treat you like a son in any way, or is it more like a treatment of you're a friend?
Yeah, that might
in a sense, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, is it a father figure or he more of a friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more of like a father figure friend. He's my dad, but he's like my friend. Like, I'm grown now. I don't really need no father figures. You know what I mean? Like I'm really, whatever I do is what I do. I make my own decisions. That's how I always been. So that's why I left home at 17, left home at 16, 17. I made my own decisions.
What did he think? Well, you've told him you have a child on the way.
Yeah, he's mad because he can't be here. So he's mad, and my dad just had a daughter. I got a little sister.
Well, how'd you tell him you had a child now?
How'd I tell him?
Yeah.
I told him, I said...
How'd you break the news?
Well, I broke the news to him. He's locked up. I had him on the phone, and I told him, well, he called me basically telling me he got locked up. So when he got locked up, he called me and was like, his fiance, his wife called me, my stepmom. She called me and was like, your dad on the phone. I'm like, my dad on the phone? Like, he ain't called me. His dad on the phone. She put it on three-way. He said, what's up, son? I said, what's up, Dad? What's going on? He said, man, they got me sitting down. They got me just doing this max out real quick, but I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to do what I got to do. So, you know, niggas always had this high spirits while he in jail. He had his highest spirits in jail. I don't know how the fuck you get highest spirits in jail. They lock you up, but he's still high, good spirits. Can't break him down. Man, he don't smoke, don't drink, don't do none of that. Don't even like me doing it. So he just like, what are you doing? But he called me. I told him, I was like, I got some news. I said, it's crazy that you telling me bad news and I got good news. He was like, what is it? I said, he said, don't even tell me. I think I already know. And I was like, I'm gonna tell you. He was like, just tell me then. I said, Liv pregnant. He said, oh, I knew it. I said, Liv, he said, I'm so mad right now and I'm not. And that was the real breakdown that he was upset about.
Were you nervous to tell him at all?
Nah, I think I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, that mommy and daddy shit, bro, that shit don't work for me no more. Like, that shit don't work for me no more.
Well, everybody's different, so
Everybody different. Yeah, I know. Everybody different. Mommy and daddy. Mommy, I love my mom. My mom, my rider. She got my backbone. But I got a daughter. I got a son on the way. I got a wife. You know what I mean? I got things that I got to take care of myself now. You know what I mean? Like, she taught me how to be a man because my mom was the only one that taught me how to be a man. And just be loving and be real and be genuine. You know, don't act like, and don't talk so much. She always told me that.
Does he give you any advice on having a child yet, or you haven't had that discussion with him yet?
We ain't never had a discussion, but he always told me advice of getting money.
Now, somebody watching this, maybe they have a parent doing a serious bid. What do you say to somebody watching this? Now, of course, circumstances could be different for everybody. The lengths of sentences could be different for everybody. But is there something you would generally say through this interview to somebody watching this interview, hearing your story, and maybe going through something similar? Got a parent locked up doing some serious amount of time. Anything you would say?
I think if your parent is locked up right now and he's doing serious time, write him, send him photos, and do all the stuff that he wants you to do in the sense of like call, Make them feel important. Like you know, check in. Like when they call, answer the phone. Make time. Because a lot of shit go down behind the walls. A lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? It's a different world out there and over here. And to stay G'd up, bro. Because if that was you in that circumstance, you would want that same love back in return. So you just gotta be mindful of that, and make sure you tell them you love them every time you talk to them. Anybody who you got, anybody, if cousins, family members, anybody, because jail is a real important thing. And I mean, jail is a really serious thing. It's nothing I wish on nobody. I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. Now, anything else, nigga get hit by a truck, I don't give a fuck. As long as he don't die and he remember. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really heartless like that. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't wish jail on nobody. Jail ain't the place for nobody. And they just make money off us. It's in the system. It's a setup.
Now, when I asked you about if you cared about other people's opinions of you, I know you said you don't. You said you've always been like that. But what about your music? Do you care what people think about your music? Not about you personally, but about your music. Do you care about people's opinions?
I mean, I make it for the people. You see what I'm saying? So in that sense, I make it for myself. Because I listen to a lot of my own music. You know what I'm saying? I really listen to all my shit more than I listen to. But not no cocky shit. It's just because I'm trying to improve it and just see what I can change and swap. Excuse me, but before anybody else criticize my own shit, I'm my biggest critic. So I'm not really worried about what nobody says. As long as I feel like that motherfucking beat knocking and I'm riding that motherfucking pause and I'm doing what I gotta do, you feel me? It's up. I don't really care what nobody say. I'm gonna put that bitch out and play it. But I love the feedback with my fans because I'm really into my fans. Me and my fans talk. I'm on live. You know what I'm saying? I roll up, I smoke, we have a good time. And they be like, yeah, I like this one, I like this song. Or I don't really drop no bad songs, so they don't really give me no bad feedback. But if they do, I take it into consideration though.